So, a few years ago, towards the end of lockdown, I was in a small Minecraft server with a few friends of mine. I had just gotten the game a year prior, back in 2020, and around the start of 2021, some friends, who also had Minecraft, decided that we should have our own server, and I was invited onto it. The server was called NationCraft, and it was meant to be a faction-based SMP loosely inspired by the Dream SMP, because we had no idea how terribly that was going to age back then. The nation I was part of was dubbed Pandemonium Inc., and our mascot was a panda. We had a large group base in the top of a small mountain, with walls and guard towers surrounding it. We each had our own individual bases around the area. I went for a simple house in the highest peak of the mountain, while others created castles, mansions, and whatever the hell this thing was. We attempted to create YouTube videos about the server, and even script events like wars between our factions, although we ultimately gave that up and just went for having fun together. Given how many memories I have from the server and the sheer amount of screenshots I have to record everything that went down, you'd think that the server was around for years. Surprisingly, it was only around for a few months. The server only lasted until around early summer of that year. This was due to many reasons, such as boredom, seeing as we had pretty much done everything you could do in Minecraft 1.16 and were running out of things to do, combined with a few newer members of the server causing some issues and the upcoming 1.17 version. We all decided it would be better to start fresh. Not long after the original server was shut down, we created NationCraft Season 2 on the newly released 1.17 version of the game. The server had a pretty strong start, as we were all excited for a new beginning. We got ourselves top tier gear, started reforming our original factions, started building bases, and even tried out new ideas, like creating a community marketplace where we could all trade with each other. Despite its strong start, this server ultimately didn't last as long as the original. Despite having grand ambitions and even starting on a few larger projects, we just couldn't shake the feeling that things just didn't feel the same as they did before. The novelty had worn off, and slowly but surely, the server died as people simply stopped playing on it, leaving behind an empty world of unfinished ambitions. Sadly, the server was only contained to our summer break of 2021 and ended right around the time school started back up. Now, I spent my entire freshman year at home due to the lockdown, so my sophomore year was the first time I actually went into my school. Alongside one of my friends from the server, who also went to my high school, we ended up meeting another person there who we decided to start yet another server with. Originally, the intention was that this server would be for people at our school to play on, but none of us had any friends, so we ultimately just opened it up to all the members of our previous server, and it became an unofficial NationCraft Season 2.5. I don't even remember how this one died, but at some point around maybe 2022, NationCraft Season 3 was launched, and I think you can see where this is going. Another dead server, another failed attempt at recreating what was lost. Now, I know people have a tendency to look back at the past with rose-tinted glasses. I, especially, am no stranger to this. That being said, I don't think it would be an exaggeration to say that the original server might have been one of the best times of my life. The memories I made there with my friends have never left me, and I constantly use what happened then as a frame of reference for what happiness is. Despite having gone our separate ways, we all still look back at those memories with fondness, which begs the question, how did it end in the first place? If we were so happy, how did we let it all come to an end? Not even in a spectacular way, but a slow, fading death. And why did things never feel the same afterwards? Now, I know that was a bit of a long intro, but for me, there's no better way to explain the feeling of things not feeling the same anymore than with my memories of gaming with my friends during the pandemic. I'm sure most people watching this have felt a similar feeling of emptiness, feeling like your childhood was amazing, and feeling like you've almost lost a part of yourself as you grew up. So in this video, I want to talk about why. Now, there's one very obvious reason as to why things don't feel the same anymore, and that is growing up. You're a different person than you were a few years ago, but thanks to a funny feeling called nostalgia, you'll have a tendency to look back in the past with fondness. For me, I usually filter out negative memories of the past without realizing, only remembering what I wanted to remember. Aside from nostalgia, there seems to be another aspect of growing up that contributes to this feeling of numbness about how your life is now. Now, for this next reason, as much as I hate to be a downer, the world is actively getting worse year by year, or at least it is in the country I live in. Everything from rent to food is more expensive now, while wages are being lowered. The worst part about all of this is that you really don't have any control in this situation. There's nothing you can do, so you want to turn back to the things you can control, your personal life. And when you try and cheer yourself up by going back to the things you used to enjoy, it just hurts more because you realize not everything was how you remembered it. Your tastes have matured with you, so you can't find as much enjoyment as you used to with these things, and your good memories of them tell you you should enjoy them, but no matter how hard you try, you can't. This bleak feeling of helplessness only makes it even harder to enjoy them, as you're just left feeling empty. Not only that, but I found that a big reason I enjoyed playing games so much during the pandemic was because I had friends to play them with. After playing on that Minecraft server, I struggled to go back into single player after that. The same goes with other games like Roblox. After lockdown ended, many of my friends started going out and about more and had less time for games. Now that we've all graduated from high school, they've all moved on with their lives, while I still stayed behind in the games, waiting for them to come online again. I definitely feel like playing games by myself is a big reason as to why they just don't feel the same anymore. This depressive cycle of clinging to nostalgic things can be hard to break out of, and I'm no psychologist, so take my advice with a grain of salt, but I have a few ways to try and break out of this cycle. One big thing is trying new things. As cliche as this sounds, you'll probably never find new enjoyment out of repeatedly going back to the things you used to enjoy. A nostalgia trip isn't bad every once in a while, but you shouldn't use it as a crutch. Go out and just try new things, and I don't just mean new games. Try things you've never done before. You might not like all of them, but you'll never find out what you might enjoy until you try it. A big plus to this is also that you have the chance to meet new people while doing this. Another thing that's helped me a lot is just going outside. I find just going outside and breathing some fresh air for an hour or two can go a long way. It can be rather therapeutic to just take your dog for a walk or stroll through a park, maybe even go on a small hike. I went and walked around my campus quite a bit to get footage for this video and actually found myself just enjoying the fresh air. I know breaking out of your comfort zone sucks and can feel impossible at times, but if you don't even try, you'll just be stuck in a miserable cycle trying to find happiness. Now, of course, all of this advice is coming from a very uneducated source, and this may not be the thing for you, but I'm mostly targeting this at other people who feel the same way due to similar circumstances, and I'm hoping it can help them as much as it helped me. Now, admittedly, this video was kind of just an excuse to talk about my old Minecraft server. I have tons of screenshots documenting what happened, and I wanted to give it a little bit of a goodbye with the video. Still, I'm hoping this video could help some people. Hope I'm not the only one who feels this way about these things. At the end of the day, I'm not a licensed professional, I'm just a college kid, so take my advice as such. And I guess I'll be making more videos soon-ish. Probably won't be video essays like this, since this one was more personal. And as much as I want to create video essays, I just don't know what to make them on, since everything's kinda already been talked about. I guess just expect videos of me goofing around and doing stuff. I also can't promise anything close to a consistent upload schedule. The best I can do for this is just gaming streams and shorts while I figure out whatever the hell my next proper video will be. And I really don't know how to do outros and whatnot, so I'm just gonna end this one off right here. Bye, and hopefully see you in the next video.